Hello everyone and welcome to SimpliCode's YouTube channel. Kaushal this side and I hope you guys are doing well. Today we'll be taking you through CSS forms. In this video tutorial, we'll see what is a form and then we'll create a form with the help of HTML and then we'll style it with the help of CSS. We'll also get to know why CSS is necessary to create a form. At the end, we'll take you through the actual working of a form on a web page. But before we begin, let me tell you guys that we have regular updates on multiple programming videos. So if you are a programmer and if you want to learn something new, then consider getting subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss any updates from SimpliCode. So without any further delay, let's get started. Here you can see we already have the HTML file with us. In this video tutorial, we are going to create the structure of a form with the help of HTML and then we are going to style it with the help of CSS. So before we begin with the programming part, let's discuss what is a form. Basically, forms are very essential part of any website. It is a way to take users' input and process the data acquired from the user. The form offers controls for almost every use of an application. With the help of form controls and several form fields, we can take small as well as large input data from the user. And then we can use that data. You guys must have seen it in different websites where we have login and sign up forms. So in login form, what we usually do is we enter an email and a password or a mobile number and a password, a combination of any of them. And then the website allows us to open an account for that particular website. On the other hand, on a sign up form, we need different type of data. We need name, then we have to put a age and several other form of data, right? Like the phone number, email, everything we have to put in a registration form. So these are the types of registration form we usually see, but apart from that, we can create other forms as well. So let's discuss why CSS is necessary to create a form. As we all know, HTML is used to structure a web page. So with the help of HTML, we can create a form. But to make the form look more interactive to the user, we need to style it. That's where CSS comes into picture. CSS is used to style a form and it will make our form look more interactive to the user as well. So without any further delay, let's start with the programming part and we'll create a basic form with the help of HTML and CSS in this video. So don't worry, we'll create some more forms in the upcoming videos. So in this particular video, we'll see how CSS is used along with the form. So here you can see we are in the HTML part of a form. So we'll create a form first. So the most basic element, HTML element to create a form is the form element. Now we are going to take some unordered list or the UL element. Now we are going to take the li. So as you guys all know, UL and li, both the elements are used in combination always. So let's label the form. So we'll write label for. We'll take certain parameters and we'll write here name. Fine. This is going to be the name. We'll write here name, save it and just refresh the page. So here you can see we have the name present on a web browser. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to create some more input fields, right? So to create an input field, we have to use the input element always. So we'll write here input. We have to define type. Type is going to be text. And then we have to put a name. Name is going to be ID. So ID is going to be the name. And then we'll write here user name. Fine. So here you can see we have an input box. Let me just increase the size a bit. So here you can see we have an input box with name as the label and then we have an input box. So similarly, we'll create some more input elements first. So we'll just paste them here for 4 times. So here you can see we have 4 different placeholders. So let's just remove this one and we are going to keep it simple for this particular video. So we'll write here label for mail. Then we are going to take email from the user. So we'll write here email and input type is equals to, we'll write here email. ID will also mention as mail, let's say, and name we are going to write here user email. Fine. So save it. Here you can see. Now we are going to do the same for another one. So here what we'll do is we'll write here message. So we are going to label this as message. We are creating another input field. So we'll write here input type is equals to, okay, let's just do one thing. Let's just remove this input tag from here, and we are going to use the text area in place of it. So we'll write here text area ID as, let's say, message, and then we have to write here name user underscore message. Fine. Close it, and the text area is done. So here you can see we have a text area as well. We have two input fields and a text area. So we are going to create a form out of it. Fine. So we have all the HTML elements. Now what we are going to do is we are going to style this form basically. So before that, let me just create a button as well. Okay, so we'll write here button type is equals to submit, and we'll write here submit. Fine. Save it, and here you can see we have a button as well. So let's move to the CSS part of this form now. So what we are going to do is we are going to style this form with the help of CSS. Now we already have the structure of a form. So to style this form, we are going to use certain IDs, or we can say elements name, or whatever we want to use, we can just use them. So first of all, we are going to center the form on the web page. So we are going to, let me just show you in this way. So here you can see we have all the HTML elements present on the left side of our web page. So we are going to center them first. So we are going to put them here. For that, we are going to use basic CSS. So we'll write over here margin. Margin is going to be 0 and auto. 0 for up and down, auto for left and right. So then we are going to write here width, the actual width of our form. So let's say the actual width is going to be 400 pixels. Then we'll write here padding. Padding we are going to write as 1 em, and then we'll write here border. Border is going to be 1 pixel. Solid, and let's use any color for this form. So let's just write here this. Save it. So here you can see we have a border, the border of our form. So here you can see our form is present at the center of our web page. It looks different from what we had in our HTML part, right? So we have a border, all the elements are present at the center. Let's style it more. Then we are going to define the border radius. Border radius is going to be, let's say, 1 em. Save it, and here you can see the curved border, and we'll write here background color. Background color, give any. Let's use beige. So here you can see this background looks nice for this form. So we are actually done with the outer styling of our form. We have a form here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to style these elements as well. So we'll write over here UL and list style type. So we are going to remove these bullet points from here. So we'll write over here none for the first, and here you can see all the bullet points are gone. Then we are going to write here padding is 0 and margin is 0. Fine. Save it. So here you can see we are done with the unordered list. Now we are going to write here form li, and we are going to do it for every list element. So we'll write it here like this. We are going to give margin top to every list element. So we are going to give margin top to every element. So let's say the margin top is going to be 1 em. So here you can see it's equal for each element. So the top margin is also 1 em. Then we have a difference of 1 em between each input field, right? So that's how it works. Now we are going to style the label. So we are using a HTML element name, right? So here you can see now what we are going to do is we are going to align all the labels. Fine. So we'll write here display as inline block. Save it, and here you can see. Then we'll write here width as 90 pixels. Save it. So here you can see the width. It started taking the form of a form, the shape of a form basically. Then we'll write here text align to the right. Okay, here you can see. Now what we are going to do is we are going to take a input element and text area together. So we'll write here text area as well. So we need to make sure that all the text field have the same font settings by default. So what we'll do is we'll write here font 1 em. and we are going to use sans serif here. Fine. Let's just write something over here and now save the program, and here you can see, so the font size is changed. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to give uniform text field size as well. So we are going to write here width as 300 pixels, and then we have box sizing property. Box sizing, we are going to write here border box. So here you can see all the boxes are of same width. So here you can see the form looks nice now. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to write here border as 1 pixel solid, and let's use this color, save it, and here you can see the border changed. Now what we can do is we can also use the focus property of CSS to focus on every input box, but we are not going to do it right now. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to write some code for the text area, and we are going to align it vertically. So we are going to write here vertical align as top, and here you can see the message is now present at the top. It looks nice. And we are going to give height as well to the text area as 5em, and here you can see the text area is a little bigger in size when compared to name and email. Now what we are going to do is we are going to write here dot button. We are going to align the button with within the text field. So we'll write over here padding left. Basically we are going to declare it as 90 pixels, and here you can see it looks nice. And let's just use 95 pixels here, maybe, or we can use 93. Yeah, it looks aligned, right? So the button is done, and we are going to just use the button element here, margin left 0.5em, save it, and yeah, the form is, we are done with the form. So this is the basic CSS form. So we used HTML to create the structure, and then we use CSS to make it look a bit more interactive than it was with the help of CSS. So don't worry guys, we can do a lot of things with CSS. We can make a web, we can say form look more interactive, way more interactive than we can even think. CSS is actually interesting. We can do a lot of things with this form as well, but this time what we are doing is we are going to see how CSS is basically applied to a form to make it look more attractive to the user. So the background color and all plays a vital role in making a form look attractive to the user. So talking about how actually a form works. So here you can see we have 3 different input fields. We have name, email, and message. Just write name over here. Okay. And just let's write here Kaushal and a message, submit it. And here you can see it says please include an @ in the email address, because here in HTML we have used the type as email for this input box. So how actually a form works. We create the structure of a form with the help of HTML, then we use CSS to style and make it look more attractive to the user, and then at the end JavaScript is used to validate that particular form. But now HTML also provides some sort of validation to any form with the help of type and some other attributes. So here we haven't used JavaScript till now. So what will happen if we are going to create a full-fledged form with backend and front end both? We'll take input from the user, we'll submit it, and the data will be sent to the server, and then we can retrieve any data from the server, or we can submit the user data to the server as well. So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript comes together to actually create a form. This time we are done with the HTML and CSS part. We have created a form and we have styled it with the help of CSS. I hope you guys must have understood the concept of creating a form with the help of HTML and CSS, and why CSS is necessary to create a form. So if you have any questions related to today's topic, please feel free to drop them down in the comment section below, and we'll definitely answer them for you. So thank you so much guys for being here. Keep learning and stay tuned to SimpliCode.